What could I possibly add to the Helldivers 2 discussion? I'm not a big multiplayer gamer, so while I've spent some time in Helldivers 2, I'm probably not gonna play that much more of it. The more I play it, the more I wish this excellent gameplay was made for a well-structured campaign. But I'm not here to complain about what this game isn't, and I'm not here to go deep into what makes the game great. If you want that, look no further than the Actman's video on it. I don't care if you like him or not, his video is great and it convinced me to check the game out. This video is simply a short, pointless gushing about how immediately Helldivers 2 communicates its quality to a knowledgeable and curious player. When I start a new game on PC, especially a shooter or a game where I'm moving the camera, I tend to spend minutes upon minutes tinkering with the settings to get it feeling comfortable to my setup. And Helldivers 2 was refreshingly smooth and fast to configure. First observation, I can very easily Alt-Tab out of the game while in Borderless windowed full screen mode, which should always be the case, but some games still screw it up. I tab out constantly when I play because I run things on other monitors, and the game never once froze up or resized itself. And the ability to change resolutions is something we take for granted. Some games don't even let you change your resolution settings if you're playing in Borderless full screen. And I remember when Callisto Protocol came out, you couldn't even change resolution while in-game. You had to return to the menu to change resolution, then go back to the game and just hope for the best. But even if a game does let you change resolution during the gameplay, I have an issue concerning my setup. I play on a 4K monitor, but sometimes I play games in lower resolution for performance reasons, or just to keep that 144 frame rate. But when you play a game in Borderless windowed full screen mode, and you play at a resolution smaller than your monitor setting, the screen size shrinks and you don't get full screen anymore. Well, Helldivers 2 lets me change resolution settings in Borderless full screen mode with no resizing of the image during gameplay. Maybe no one else notices this stuff, but I notice immediately, and it screams quality. Of course, we gotta look at the FOV settings, and this is another area where the devs are clearly telling us that they care about your level of comfort and customization. You can vastly expand your FOV if you want. It's not some pathetic 10-degree change. You have a great range to choose from. And the other super important thing in a third-person shooter like this, to me, is aiming zoom. God, I've talked about this many times before. In my Suicide Squad video, I have videos telling you how to mod out the terrible aiming zoom in Resident Evil 4, but here it's really not too bad. It's a subtle zoom, I don't mind it. And the real test is how does aim zoom react to the FOV change? You widen your FOV, and the aiming zoom adjusts accordingly. It's such a small detail to most people, I guess, but this is really simple and smart design choice. You know what else I love and noticed immediately? The grenade arc. I don't know about you, but anytime I play a game that has a grenade in it, as soon as I get it, I'm paralyzed with fear, thinking about how awkward it's gonna be. Am I gonna have to make a wild guess at how far it's gonna go? Does my character have a weak throwing arm, so I have to arc it up in the air and hope it goes where I want it to go? Oh, it's awful. Hey, how about we mention Doom randomly? I remember in Doom 2016, the grenade was one of the best grenades I'd ever seen in a game. Not because it was incredibly powerful, though it was if you had the equipment upgrade, but because it threw like a baseball. It just goes straight where you want it. It's incredibly intuitive. It's fast, it's perfect for the frantic action. We aren't sitting behind cover with time to arc a grenade 8 feet in the air. We're running around massacring demons. We need fast and easy. Helldivers 2 has that grenade. Like a baseball, right where you want it to go. Love it. A couple other things I like. Reloading ejects the entire chip. If you have 20 bullets left in the chip and you compulsively mash reload like in every other shooter, you lose all those bullets, like in real life. I'm a big fan of that mechanic. Tactical reloading decisions. I think it adds an important detail to the combat loop. What else do I like? Oh right, the whole tutorial reminded me of Outriders and what they totally failed at. So in both Outriders and Helldivers 2, the tutorial has you completing super basic combat actions to show you the controls, while there's someone congratulating you and telling you how awesome you are. I hated this in Outriders because it made no sense. I was doing these basic actions while my commander or whoever was like, "Yeah, you're amazing, you're the best." I felt like I was being talked down to, treated like a child who needed to be told right away that I'm a great gamer when I haven't proven a damn thing. However, in Helldivers 2, they do the same thing, and it thematically works, because the whole setup is that it's military propaganda to make your character feel like they are incredible and they're fighting for a glorious patriotic cause. It's great. Same exact thing, but with a context that actually makes sense.
In all my years, I've never witnessed such acrobatic perfection.
You know what, that's all I have to say. I just wanted to point out some things that maybe no one else is focusing on in their reviews. Some things I noticed, some things that are important to me as a PC player, as a fan of shooters. Helldivers 2 is a cool game, I recommend it, but I also haven't looked that far into it and whatever issues it may have. Okay, thanks for listening to me ramble.